Welcome back to another episode of RAC with Twillz and
/
No, we're not doing that. I'm doing the intro.
Tilde ellipses.
I did the intro to avoid that.
And Lack. Unfortunately, her co-star did not show up today. They're watching the game on CBS. And I was behind the camera recording and working on my content. And Twilla said, Deon, this will be the last time. And I said, all right.
When we change the podcast name, you no longer get to do this.
Until then.
Oh my gosh.
I only said it one time.
You know, you don't get to do this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, politics season is upon us.
Okay.
And
it's like an ad.
Well, it feels like an ad, but I made a resolution that I'm not going to get so worked up. I feel a little jaded by the political process. I mean, I'm going to vote, but I'm
not happy.
Not happy. I'm over so many things. I think America's a dumpster fire. Whoever we get, we deserve. But here and there, nonetheless, it's good to be informed. And remember that, you know, this year we're voting for the next president of the United States of America. Mm-hmm. Question for you.
Yes.
Who you voting for and why is it Trump?
So the question is why is Biden so bad that people are like, I can't do another 4 years with him?
I think people are underwhelmed with Biden. Like
underwhelmed?
Yeah, like they wanted more. Mm-hmm. And instantly forgetting that like he was up against so much, right? Like the minute, like everything that he tried to push through, 2 people in his own party pushed against, Sinema and Manchin. But let's not forget the student loan forgiveness. He pushed it through. They overturned it. But yet and still, he said, I'm doing everything in my power. And people are still getting their debt canceled. I'm waiting on my letter that says, Twilla, your grad school debt has been canceled. Mm-hmm. Have not gotten that yet. But a lot of people have gotten their debt canceled. And I think that's kudos. That's like, and a lot of those are like, that impacts a lot of black women. Because we go to school at higher rates. And so I'm really like, kudos to that. Look at us coming on up. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and forgive mine, and I'll be very excited.
The word forgiveness is hilarious. As in, like, it's been a rude, a rude loan. It's like, okay, I forgive him. I do think it's wild. I look at Trump and Biden as terrible twos. Right?
Terribly two old white men.
Terrible two old white men, right?
Uh-huh.
So you know the whole thing about terrible twos is they're terrible people. They're terrible little humans. Mm-hmm. Biden is the kid that has discipline. He has a lot of discipline. He's boring. He promises to do things and he does it on his own time. Trump, you got to keep an eye on him. I left him here. Where's Trump? Where's Trump? He's in the backyard. He's making mud pies. Is that safe? I mean, he's having fun. You go back here and check on Biden. He still hasn't slept. Biden, I need you to go to sleep now, okay? You need to go to sleep. What was that noise? He's playing in the fire ants. So it's like, I look at them like either you're not going to get the work done, Biden, you're boring, you're falling over stuff, you're clumsy, you're mumbling to yourself, you're not growing quick enough with us. Or Trump, who has a leather vest on, bad to the bone on the back. He got a crossbone on his arm. Like, who approved this little 2-year-old to get a tattoo? He said, never heard it all. It didn't hurt at all. And it's like, he's entertaining.
Yeah. He
is top 5 funniest people I've ever met. I've ever encountered, as in like watching him. Mm-hmm. But as the leader of the free world is terrifying. I'm afraid of Trump, what can happen. Because he has way too much power. I don't want Trump to be on social media.
But that's when you're the most entertained.
And it's terrible because he'd be like, I think we as the people can find ways to drink bleach to get rid of COVID. Oh. You remember the numbers shot up because people were drinking bleach to get rid of COVID.
He's on to something. Just put a little bit of
that
bleach. He said,
I was just playing. I wasn't being serious. People did it. You gotta say, don't do this.
Did he raise his hand to ask that question? He was like, what about bleach?
Yeah, he asked about it. He said, because what I heard, it works. It works.
And I think people, I'm going to say middle America, South, certain people resonate with that. Mm-hmm. Possibly because he thinks the way they think. And it's kind of like, if I was president... And he was like, if I was president, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, if I was president, I'd do the same thing.
Right. And he's like, because the thing is, Trump is very entertaining. He don't give a damn. He's selling books. He's selling content. He's selling his legacy. When the last time you see Melania?
I don't know. Somebody need to check on her, girl.
Man, I ain't
seen her. Girl, you okay?
I ain't seen her since like at least 2018. She ain't been on social media. I ain't seen her accidentally at Trader Joe's.
No, we saw her 2020, was it 2021 when they left office? After the insurrection, they were like...
Yeah, she ain't shook, man.
And we ain't seen her since.
I know
She's like, I'm not going back to that White House. When, if you want to, I'm staying down here.
We've been in this Trump era for so long. We forgot that he's not a politician. he's a normal rich man who lies about his numbers. Why are you afraid to not tell us about your transcripts? Why can't you release that? Why can't you tell us your weight?
He told you he was 225. Why are you mad?
God, dude.
The funniest thing is, my brothers are like 6'1", well 6'2" and 6'4", and they're between like maybe like 230 and 250, and they look slim. They're like very slim,
right,
and muscular.
Yeah, there's no way Trump is 250. We said 2 what?
225.
225 is nuts.
He said 6'1", 225, right?
Nuts.
And I was like, I told my brothers, I was like, listen, y'all fat or something. Your weight, get your life together.
It don't make, like, again, if he wasn't the president, he is hysterical. He is out of his mind with what ifs.
He is Delulu, and in order to be successful, sometimes you just got to be a little Delulu.
But you know what's wild is when you believe, he is so delusional with his lies. He's actually believing his lies. It's a lot of what ifs. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of what ifs. He's like, yeah, I feel like if I become president again, I will eradicate all STDs. That sounds great. Mm-hmm. What? He has the power to do that? It's like, he does not. There's no way you can eradicate all sexually transmitted diseases. I can eradicate world hunger. I trust me. I have talked to, throw out a bunch of names.
Yeah.
And we have figured out a way.
It's possible.
To spread money around, get rid of homelessness. We're going to take care of America first. Mm-hmm. We're going to pull the money. When you say all these things, like, you're not
all you have to do
this.
is say like certain key things, like you said, America first.
Yeah.
Bring jobs back.
Right.
Protect the border.
Yeah.
All those type of things. People cut taxes Although cut taxes usually only mean for the rich people, but just cut taxes. And then like people are like, yes, those are all the key words.
I want all those things.
And then like if you're like, oh, we really got to get in this, you know, we got to get to the church people.
Yeah.
Then you throw in them hot button topics.
Right.
You know, like, and then you use words like agenda.
Yeah.
The liberal agenda.
Right.
The conservatist agenda. And you're like, you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And that's usually how you get people in there. I think what people, now, I will say, I am not a Trump anybody at any point. But one of the things that Trump did do that people somehow appreciate, well, I mean, that was part of their agenda, is like he got 3 conservative Supreme Court justices in office. That is
all Republicans.
Yeah, well, he appointed his people or people that lean closely to conservative values.
Right.
So that means when you have like the abortion issues or gay marriage, affirmative action, the court is now majority conservative leaning. He got his people in there, and that's a huge triumph for people. And if you recall, like when Obama was in office, he had a position to fill, and they kept stalling it at every turn.
Republicans, man.
And that's like, so that's how you know it's not just the president, it's a whole party agenda. Trump was lucky. There was 3 vacancies during his tenure, and he got to fill those with people. So now that even though you have a liberal president, things are getting overturned because of those 3 people.
Yeah.
Like that party,
Yeah.
they got their people in, and now like they can make rules and do stuff. And so when you vote, you got to vote the whole gambit. Like people don't understand, like, it's not just president. It's your reps, your senators. It's local. If y'all hate taxes, get to them, like your local county and your state, because most of the taxes we paying in the state of California. It's all some things, some proposals and stuff that they came up with and said, hey, bullet train. We can build a bullet train. We just gonna raise taxes on this.
Right. And it was like, who asked for this?
Who asked for it, and where is it?
We will just drive there.
Right.
Increase the taxes.
Increase the taxes, or like I feel like our taxes are so high.
Yeah.
And we don't see much for it. I'd be like, the schools aren't great. There's potholes in the road. The concrete is cracked on the sidewalk, and the city is dirty. It needs a pressure wash.
Right.
Lower my taxes.
Yeah. It is insane. But what I do admire when it comes to Republicans, they know how to sell content.
Yeah.
They know how to sell their product, right? They never pull through with the product. They say, we gonna do this. It's like a resort. They be like, hey, the website says 20-inch TVs and swimming pools and altars in your backyard. It's like gazebos.
Gazebos, not altars. Okay.
Gazebos. But yeah, and it's like they're selling. It's like, what? It's like this is a Motel 6. You get there like, man, y'all really sold me on something and it didn't exist. And it was like, yeah, we sold an idea, but not for y'all. We trying to promote the 1%. To keep us rich, because these are people that's funding us. Democrats be like, we gonna try our best to figure out what can appease the people.
All y'all.
All y'all.
We got something for everybody.
And this, gosh, who did this analogy? Somebody said Republicans is like, here we go. You ready for this? Republicans are like an In-N-Out menu. We are just going to appease these 4 people right here. Just small, tiny menu. We got to take care of this, and this. And that's it. Democrats is like Cheesecake Factory menu.
100%.
We got to appease all these people. And everybody's like, hey, what about us? It's like, we ain't got to that page yet. It's like you keep going like, God, it's too much. It's like we're trying to take care of way too many people.
Yeah, it's a huge tent pole.
Yeah.
Trying to take in everybody that they feel like left behind from the Conservative Party or I'll just say like Republican Party. But Yeah, it's crazy.
And
it's
then,
crazy.
and then when you're a Democrat and you look at when the Republicans in the office, you be like, "Hey, I got chicken sandwiches." Nope. Yeah. Can y'all add chili cheese fries? No, we don't have chili. Is it possible y'all can have like some onion rings? We don't have any of that. You better jump on the train with the burgers. We only got burgers essentially. We just adding cheese or
got burgers, fries, and sauce.
Mm-hmm. And a shake. That's for the rich folks.
Hilarious.
What are they talking about in the comment section?
Let's see.
You read.
Melania's mama just died.
Really?
Sorry to hear that. It said her big sis Chris said her mama just died. She was at the funeral.
Oh.
The little boy is tall as. What's that little boy's name? Starts with a B.
Baron.
Baron.
That's a terrible name.
No, that's a rich person's name. That's a good. Baron Davis also, but.
But also, when a child is barren, right? A woman is barren.
It's spelled differently.
But it's like, hey.
Now, Baron, like, rhymes with Karen, yes. But Baron.
How are you saying it differently? Say it both.
I'm not saying it differently. But the way that it's spelled deals with, like, royalty or, like, the Baron and Baroness. Mm-hmm. It's up there with Lord and Lordess and all them people.
What if it was like
Dukes and Duchess?
Death. Like, it's not spelled like that. It's death with an L. Death.
Oh, okay.
Death.
Death. Mm-hmm.
Death.
It's different.
Would you name your child that? Death.
Does it mean super rich and will live a long time?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You wouldn't. You would not. Okay, I'll read it.
No,
I
froze like a robot.
Yeah, I was like, I thought you pulled it close to you.
Wow. Wow. I don't know what happened, y'all. It's been one of them weeks. Angela S., I work in a city in Southern California. The state budget came out and we're facing a $35 billion deficit. $35 billion. A $35 billion deficit.
Nobody's counting that more. Nobody's adding that no more.
I do budgets. I do $1 million budgets for my job, right?
Uh-huh. Who's getting the money back? Who's asking for it back?
There's like world banks and world loans and stuff like this money. Like, so if you default and your credit's bad as a state or country, like it has real world implications.
As in, we're getting like tariffs on other things.
Essentially tariffs, and it just is bad for the economy,
They're
especially if the United States economy defaults. That's bad for the world.
How did the country United States, America,
if you will,
start off all profit and still is in a deficit?
They needed slavery a little bit longer.
All profit.
Yeah.
All profit. Still in the deficit. When did they, it was like, Alexander Hamilton was not doing the treasury right. It was like, something's off. To be in the trillions of deficit is crazy.
Like, the fact that there's a number past billion as it relates to money is wild to me.
The fact that we still getting taxed. I think to get out of deficit is like, don't tax us no more. People under 41.
I mean, like, how does that work?
Over 41.
How does that work?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, like, there's a true economy to it, and like, people have to get paid, and there's certain civic duties or things that we all use that we should pay for. But there's other countries who are winning at this.
Yeah.
Like, there was this thing I think it was it Amsterdam? I want to say Amsterdam, but like, they showed like $1 million, like your $1 million income, how much you're actually bringing in.
Yeah.
And I think you're only bringing, like, if you make $1 million, you're only bringing in $350,000. Wow. But all that goes to like all these public programs and tax things, and a lot of like people were commenting And a lot of Americans were like, bro, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Because, I mean, we get 100,000 more than that. And so it's like, I want my money. But the people who live there or in countries that's highly taxed are like, well, you know, like, our healthcare systems are great. Our schools are great. We don't pay for schools. This is free. That's free. XYZ. Like, you know, like all the things that you save money for, rainy day and stuff like that. They're like, essentially, you know, we're good. We don't need it. Your country's in shambles, but we're doing fine with our highly taxed. And our dollar goes farther than your dollar. And I was just like, I would want all that, but I want my money too.
Yeah. How would you fix the economy?
Thank you for that question, Dion Lack.
What?
I thought about the girl who was like, if I could legalize.
Oh, boy.
I don't know why I went there.
Yes.
If I could legalize something that was legal.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is a great question. Twilla Maintainee would fix, you said the economy or the country?
That's a lot. I would say the economy.
The economy.
How would you get us back on the green?
I would start with the taxation rules. I would go and tax all them billionaires since we got so many of them now.
Yeah.
I would close loopholes and tax them too.
Yeah.
Corporations would not get payouts or as much like the deep cuts that they would give. And I would alleviate those in poverty who are below making a certain level. Like I'd give them a couple years of like decreased taxes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would also get rid of student loans so we can essentially like jumpstart the economy once more so people can feel good about buying houses and things like that. And then I would look at what I would call the housing crisis. Rent is too damn high. And we would want to look there and adjust in those levels. And this is why you should vote for me as the Secretary of Treasury. None of these things has been backed by an economist.
Right.
But I think, you know, you talk enough in hair shops and barber shops, and we all got the solutions.
You sound like a dictator. You sound like socialism.
Yeah, why not? It works.
Yeah.
But I wasn't even saying funding. I didn't even say fund healthcare, fund schools, Head Start. I just said let's alleviate pressures on the poor, give the poor the same tax breaks that we give the rich so that the poorest people can also get ahead. I think what's happening in like certain areas of the economy is criminal. I mean, it should be fixed.
Miss B, if you nasty's in this thing, she said. What we talking about? You don't want to know, man. We out here wilding, making bad decisions with our.
Just wilding.
Hey, I got some love over here. Love the analogy, like I don't know which one it was though.
You did a great analogy about In-N-Out and Cheesecake Factory.
Hey,
it was pretty accurate.
Hey, there we go. Biden Harris canceled $137 billion worth of student loan debt. You know that?
I didn't know the number. That's incredible.
Then he got it.
Oh, talking about Trump. Talking about drinking bleach and then got it.
Her mama just died. I say it as a comedy. Her mama just died. I work a city on Southern California.
Yeah, that's the $35 billion deficit we're talking
I gotta
about.
get closer. I was trying.
Yeah, this glasses on.
Shut up, man. The words are small. The taxes are upper middle classes. All right, well, you want to talk about things or we're out of here?
I mean, I feel like the people here are getting less love because we record it later than
Yep.
the people here.
Yep.
So maybe we just throw in one more topic.
Okay, one more topic
One
for the
more
people
thing.
up here.
Yeah. Question for this. We keep that for the next one. We're gonna shoot 2 episodes today.
The hell we are.
Oh.
The face. Oh.
So you know how you said you enjoy Trump on social media and how he's clearly entertaining. Do you know, like, does he ever respond to comments? Like,
No idea.
I just want to know what that's like. Like, he has all the people that might comment for him, but if I knew that Trump was going to respond to my comment, because he seems like a person that would respond to comments, I might have fun. I might go in and just be like, yo mama, and see what he says.
That's it?
I couldn't think of anything specific. Or like the bleach thing. Like if he was like, we should try bleach. You first, Mr. President. And then after you. And then just see.
So I know what you're saying. But you said, I want to respond. Like, as in, are you saying you curious to know what he would say in return?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, would he go back and forth with me?
I thought he would say, you do realize you can't respond to him. I thought you was going
No, like, it's more so like, would he respond back?
Yeah.
Would we go back and forth? What would he say?
Right. I doubt if he will. I mean, he'll do it if somebody's making fun of him on, like, a bigger platform. He'd definitely be lashing out. Like, I seen this unfunny guy on Jimmy Kimmel the other day. He'll do one of those things. I've seen it numerous times. He don't like Jimmy Kimmel at all, or Stephen Colbert.
Who is it who also hates Jimmy Kimmel? Aaron Rodgers? Did you see that? Like Aaron Rodgers keeps saying that he's his name was gonna show up on the list with what's the guy?
Oh, that's the police out there.
Jeffrey Epstein's list. Like he would just say stuff like that, like to the point Jimmy Kimmel addressed it. But I'm like, dang, why you mad? A lot of people don't like Jimmy Kimmel. And he went on. He was like, you were talking about vaccines and liberal agendas, and he really just wasn't having it. I do miss the days though, like pre-Trump, where like the biggest scandal was Obama wearing a beige suit. That was simple times.
I know Trump shook up a lot.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm really... The fact that Trump got into office, I'm really surprised that Obama got into office.
No, so that's the pendulum swinging. Like, we got a black Harvard-educated president whose reputation was so squeaky clean, who's married to a black intelligent woman.
Yeah.
I feel like, and this was like early on in Obama's presidency, we start seeing the Tea Party. Mm-hmm. They started strategizing then because they hated that a black president was in office so much, they had to take America back. And so the complete opposite of that, they hated what this represented so much that they were willing to vote in the complete opposite, a degenerate, if you will, of a man whose criminal activity they're willing to overlook, alleged criminal activity they're willing to overlook, and still vote him in office. Yeah. Like, and to me, like,
he has 92 indictments.
And they're like, and people, he just won Iowa. He's leading in New Hampshire. Like
Iowa caucus.
Like, he's leading in all these places, which, I mean, say what you will, but that's still like, that just lets people know, or to me, that just showed like how ingrained racism is. Like, you didn't really care about Bill Clinton's affair.
Right.
Y'all thought y'all said y'all cared about the affair and how immoral that was. You didn't care, like, you don't care about these appearances. You thought Obama in office wearing a beige suit was disrespectful to his office and presidency.
Right.
But then you let a man like Donald Trump into office, and fully encourage it, fully backed by this party, to the point that like in certain states, they don't let you run on the Republican ticket if you're saying I don't support, like if you say I don't support Trump. Mm-hmm. To the point like Nikki Haley, who could be a contender whether you like her or not, Ron DeSantis, they're too much like Trump. Like they don't part from Trump, so they can't get a clear head. Like they can't differentiate themselves in their own party. So I mean, like that's just like, hey, y'all, say what you will, but
yeah, it is.
That's what that is.
That's what you want to say?
Had to get that off my chest.
I see. It's been on your heart.
It was on my heart. But again, I'm not looking forward to this. I really think we'll get the president we deserve as a country. Not the one that we want or need.
What would happen, God forbid, I'm not wishing this on anybody, if Joe Biden kicks the bucket? So is Kamala Harris,
yes.
Kamala Harris is now the president.
Yes.
But will she have to compete against Trump?
They would vote. The Democratic convention would then have to vote for a new leader. But she's all we have because they haven't pushed anybody else to the forefront. So, yep, essentially.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So what other Democrats be like, oh, we going for it. Would they be like that? Or they be like, let Kamala have that?
I don't think enough people like her enough. We'll get like Pete Buttigieg throwing his hat back in.
I like Buttigieg.
You get like certain people
Pete Buttigieg
throwing their hat back in. You might get Gavin Newsom being like, it's my time. And I'm gonna be like, not with them taxes, it's not, sir.
Yeah, I like Pete Buttigieg. There's another dude I like too. Daggone it, what's his name? I won't say Nance or something like that. His family created Belvedere.
I don't know.
The alcohol Belvedere. I know probably I don't know about the politicians. He's a Democrat, and he said he's doing political suicide because he's one of the only people that's going up against Biden. Because, and he said, everybody's like, "What are you doing? You're splitting the votes. You shouldn't be doing this." He's like, "I just see right now that we're not going in the right direction. So I'm going to."
I feel like I'm very okay. I'm very like against people splitting tickets just for the sake of it. I feel like they did that when Bernie was running and knowing that Bernie couldn't win, and took votes from a lot of people who actually could win. I think, that probably helped Trump in some way. But so I feel like that's unwise. If you're going to do that, go to a different political party. I feel like, and I say this every 4 years, all of a sudden we hear about these new parties and nothing happens. And there has to be a party that's not as a big tent pole as the Democratic Party that could like get some stuff across, but it has to actually be funded and have a movement, and not just every few years. And I know there's libertarians and other independent parties, the Green Party, that actually, meet and do stuff. It's just that they, for some reason, haven't cracked the two-party system here in this country. Ross Perot was like probably the biggest third-party candidate we had back in the day. And he was wealthy. Yeah. He was rich. He funded his own campaign. Yeah. And he still lost.
It was, well, I do remember it was George Bush, Ross Perot, and who was the third one? This was the time when Bill Clinton, right?
Yeah. It was Bill Clinton, Ross Perot. Was it George Bush or I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
All I remember from this is Different World and the episode that they did like a Democratic Party parody. I don't know why I remember that.
Doing 1:30 right now. I was trying to get out of that one, but you just wanted to push it.
For these people. But yeah. All right. Let's wrap up then.
Yay.
Listen, if you feel like you were slightly slighted by this episode link, that's because you're not over here on the live. And you need to hit that notification bell. So you know when we're going live. And then you hop on and you jump in conversations. You get the pre-podcast talk. You get all the crazy talk. You get to chime in. And while you're at it, so go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. As Dion said, mark your favorite, as you would say. Mark your favorite in the time code. And we might use that for social media. We appreciate all your help.
And she wrapped it up. Good job.
Until next time.